All right, guys, so pretty exciting. Today is sort of the last day of the sort of drama with requeening. Today is Tuesday. This was the day that my mentor said she had to be out of her cage and into the hive come hell or high water. So that is what we're going to do. They seem to be, consistent with the other hive, active, coming in and out. It's pretty early in the morning, but of course on this slope they get sun as soon as the sun comes up. So it's not like they have to wait any part of the day before it starts heating up and they get to start moving. Okay, so what's today? Today is basically the same as what you just saw on this video from yesterday. I'm just going to top off the two waters, or sugar waters, as my technique sort of evolves and I try to get more efficient and more effective. I think I probably left it in from yesterday that I ended up drowning about a dozen bees because they lie in that trough, or they hang out in the trough because there's still a little bit of residue from the old sugar water, and so they're in there, and the only way to get them out is to either lift them up and bang the trough and then do that, which I did do with the bees formerly known as the swamp rats, but I didn't do that with my Italians. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use smoke just to get them, to try to force them up out of there. That too has evolved. I don't really like the smoke, and the reason I haven't liked the smoke is because I was using a hardwood sawdust, and it seemed to have a particularly acrid smell to it, even to me. And to them, it didn't cause them to go into the hive. It caused them to just fly out of the hive, frankly, and to sort of flee from it. So I'm not sure. I mean, it was just a natural tree. I think a swamp oak. But there must be something to it that causes them to feel that it's, I don't know, poisonous or whatever, because they literally fly away. They don't go down into the hive. I switched to paper earlier in this episode, and the paper seemed to give me the appropriate response. They did go into the hive. Now I'm hoping that in this case, if I just shoot a little bit of smoke into the trough there, it'll cause them to come up out of there, and then I can pour the sugar water in without killing some number of them in the process. I mean, that's obviously something that I'm trying not to do. That's not part of the symbiotic relationship, right? So lessons learned just for you guys as well. So I moved to a watering container. I don't know if you can see it because I can't see you, but a watering container that allows me to pour into that Layens hive style feed trough, right? The smoke, in order to cause the bees to get up out of there so that I can free the space and not kill them. And then the other pieces I'm just going to today is the day that the queen, no matter what, has to be out of her cage. Again, according to my mentor. So therefore, they were about halfway through the candy plug that holds her in that cage. For those of you, I realize I never explained it, but for those of you who don't know, the reason she goes into a cage, and in this case with a couple tending bees, and they get inserted into the hive. The reason is so that the bees in the hive smell her pheromones and they react to it. They either accept her and start nurturing her, or they don't accept her because there's another queen in there and they try to kill her, and they start stinging through the air vents of the cage. In this instance, they seem to accept her immediately, and for several days now, they've been tending to her, or she would have starved to death already. So they've been tending to her. So I think by introducing her now into the hive, we're just going to have a smooth, transition. But you always take that risk that somebody doesn't like her and causes the bigger bees to attack her. So this is sink or swim, no matter what. She comes out of her cage. Otherwise, she's just going to die in that cage. So she comes out of the cage, she goes into the hive, and we'll just see. If they haven't removed that plug already, I'm going to try to let you see me removing the plug and her entrance into the hive, so we can all experience that together. If they have, of course, she's already going to be in there one way or the other, and we won't know, because I'm going to give them 48 hours, because I want to, the next time I go into the hive, I want to see whether she's laying. I want to see eggs. Eggs, right? And that sells eggs. Wow, look at that. Woohoo! And so that's sort of the transition here. That's what we're going to do. So that is what we're at. Their water, their little fake water thing down here, looks to be fine. So they have water, and now, like I said, I'll just feed them and that sort of thing. But I got to get my get up because they're still, both of them are still sort of sassy. Okay, guys. So right now I'm just going to get my smoker started. For those of you who don't know how this works, this is simply a chamber. It has a little plate with holes in it at the bottom, which creates a little air chamber. The baffle blows into underneath that so that you can keep the smoldering embers, not really flames, smoldering embers going. And what you want to do is you really want to get this thing, you know, going, just like you do with a grill or something. You want a lot of embers because that gives you the best smoke. Otherwise, it tends to go out on you. You have to be a little bit careful. I know this just sound goofy, but you have to be a little bit careful about where you set this because this container becomes very hot. You set it down on the ground, next thing you know, you have a little, you know, grass fire. Okay. Then you just close this, and of course, that's going to put out the flame. And now you want to keep going because you want to make sure that you're getting a good puff of smoke. Okay, there you go. See that? Now we're getting a good steady stream. Okay, now, all right. So let's just take this off real quick. The last time I got in here, there were no bees on the top. Yeah, again, look at this. Completely clean. Almost completely clean. One bee. Right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this bar off. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Again, I can't see you, so I don't know what your perspective is. They seem to be much more docile today. There's still quite a bit of sugar water left in there. But one has to come out, see, and be sassy. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. Now let me just hit him with this smoke. Ooh. Quite a number of dead bees in there, and some seem to have run down into the water with the smoke, so I'm not sure this actually saved anybody's life. Come on out of there, sweethearts. Come on. Come on. Up into the hive. There you go. Look at them. They're clearing out. They're just a little stubborn, you know. Nobody wants to... Now, I've heard at times from some people that you put smoke down into this and it changes the flavor of the honey. Too much smoke. I'm hoping that is not going to be the case, obviously. But there is the fear that the liquid will capture the flavor of the smoke more readily. Okay, so I'm trying to get a good angle without pouring. Do not see. I do not want to pour sugar water down into the hive. I do not want to do that, and I did a little bit. I think it'll be okay though. It was just a hair, and most of it's up on the top bar. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Couple killed, but this is a lot better. See, now I can put this top bar on, because normally I would always kill one or two when I put the top bar on because they just wouldn't move. But look at that. So really, overall, in the end, I probably did better. Let's see here. I have a handkerchief. I can Look at the way some of the bees, though. I don't know if it's the sugar on them they're trying to get off, or the sugar water, or why they're acting that way. But that was about as graceful as I've ever had, so I'll take that as a win, right? Okay, now I am going to get into I gotta come up with a new name for these guys. It's unacceptable to call them swamp rats because they have transitioned. Okay, she is still in there. She's alive. I'll just show you. She's still in there. There's the plug. She's alive. I can see her right at the top there with her little proboscis or whatever she's got out working with the other bees. So now, oh, I probably should feed her first, right? So I'm just going to set you down and then do the exact same thing I just did with the other ones now that you've seen it, and it's just going to look the same, okay? See if I can pick you up and bring you with me. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking this, going to lift this up. Okay. So she is now free. She's not out. There was a bee in there, which I unfortunately killed, taking the candy plug out. But she can now come out. I see a bee in there, or is that her coming out? There's something in the tube, so either a bee has just gone into the tube. I see her. I can see the dot. She seems healthy, but she's hanging with her boys, her girls down this way, see? I can't see, I'm sorry, I can't see you at all, so I'm just hoping that the camera's pointing in the right direction. Okay, now her tending bees seem to be a little bit more agitated. I think they should accept the tending bees as well, but I just don't know. The tending bees are definitely tearing at that. Can you see them in there? They're tearing at that, the candy really strongly, like really ferociously. And I don't mean ferocious in a bad way, I just mean it seems like they're getting the free air, you know, from that end. It seems like they're trying to open it up. Now I do notice a couple bigger bees, what I would say are not quite the nursing bees. They're a little bit older, and maybe they're still nursing. I don't know. I'm not that well versed yet, but they're a little bit bigger bees coming to the entrance. Ultimately, they all have to accept her, so. Okay. I see her by the plug inside. There may be bees in there with her, and so, you know, one of two things is happening. She's either being killed, or they're working on with her to get her out of there. Obviously praying for the latter. I don't know though, I'm seeing less action inside of the cage. I don't know what that means. So I had a dream a couple nights ago that the other queen was still in here, and that she took half the bees and took off because she couldn't kill this one. Okay, she can definitely come out now. Let me hit them with a little bit of smoke, and maybe that will cause them to at least cause them to move away. Okay, they're definitely in there with her. Oh, I just saw somebody come out. They're definitely in there with her. Pray with me they're not killing her. I just hear bad noises. I don't like the sound of the noises I'm hearing. I need to move them away so that I can... I don't see her moving now. That does not make me happy. Okay, I'm gonna pull this, see if I can pull this thing up. See if there's somebody coming out. But I can't tell whether that somebody is friendly or not friendly. I don't see her, and I don't see her moving. Did she come out? It's possible that she came out, you know? No, is that her? The activities in there seem to be very fitful. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and see. I'm going to open this up and see whether they've killed her. Hopefully I didn't kill her, shoving that thing in there. I don't think so. I was pretty gentle. But I see a mass at the bottom that doesn't appear to be alive. And I don't know if she's part of that or if that's her tending bees or what. Okay, I don't really have a place to put you. Hold on a second. But I've got to open this up and see. Everybody appeared to be alive in there. I don't see anybody. Okay, so there's nobody remaining in the cage. I dumped everybody into the hive, so she would have gone into the hive. It appeared that everybody was alive. And I'm thinking, in all honesty, she might have been that first one that went out. And the only thing that were left in there were the few tending bees that she had. I did. Oh, she's alive. She's alive. I can see her. She's up near the bar. She's got that bright red yellow dot on her, so I can even see her this way. Oh my God. Yes, she was alive and she was just heading. Oh, here she comes. Wait, no, baby, don't come this way. Don't come this way. Sweetheart, no, don't come this way. Your place is in the hive. I'm just making sure I'm moving everybody off of this bar so I can close this and get this hive closed, you know? Oh, baby, she's right there. She's right at the bar. Okay, I got that closed. Now if I can get the feed trough over into its position, I can actually close the hive up. No! God. Not for the first time, but for the few times, I'm really questioning my choice of going to the Layens. And it's not because the Layens is a problem per se. It's that transitioning from the Langstroth to the Layens has not been in any way a convenient or a safe process for the bees. It's been a nightmare, frankly. This feed system, of course, is one of the most problematic because I don't know what to do. Oh, shit, there's tons of sugar water at the bottom down here. I gotta get that up. My God. It seems like I'm killing a lot of bees. They don't need to be in that sugar water, that's for sure. They're actually being pretty friendly, given what I've just done to them. I really thought that this would be much more graceful than it's been. You know, the problem is that when you have all of this nectar in here, you know, you encourage the bees, even my little Italians here, they're gonna smell it to want to come over and raid and to be a pain in the, how you doing, you know? So I'll just get this thing back together so that they can protect all they've got is the one entrance to protect. Okay, so they're buttoned up in there. The feed trough is in the wrong spot, but it's fine, it's in there. It's suspended from the ground. Just so you can see it. Because I know some of you are going to be doing the same thing, see? So the feed trough is not up where it should be up here. It's dropped down to the actual location where it's supposed to be once the hive no longer has the Langstroth conversions in it. But that'll be fine. It's still inside of there with them. It's suspended from the ground, so it's not like you're going to tip over. You know, it's secure. It's just got all that space above it. And, you know, bees do goofy stuff, and they may start trying to build burr comb, which is nothing more than comb that isn't where it's supposed to be. I need to bring this down. You can see they're really accessing the bottom. All right, guys, let me get back here. Okay, what do we know? We know that we have an accepted queen that went down into the hive. She kind of stayed towards the top bar, so I had to give her a little smoke to force her down inside, which she did go. I saw her, she was about a third of the way down the frame, and that's a brood frame. And they weren't on top of her or anything. I could see her clear as a bell. I think she was the first one out. When I first popped that thing through, I saw a bee drop down into the hive, and I think she just hauled Heine out of there and dropped down into the hive. As long as she drops down in the hive, that's all you got to do. I mean, when people are catching swarms, you know, they can even cut a branch off and just bang it into a bucket. And as long as you get the queen in there, you know, everything else is going to move in the same direction. So I think we're in good shape. I'm comfortable. They have enough water for 48 hours. I'll give them 48 hours. She, you know, is well bred. In 48 hours, I think we should probably see eggs, even that fast. She's been in there now for more than 48 hours, so it's not like they haven't been used to her smell and everything. She's been there. She's just been captivated. So I think she's going to get out and she's going to start producing for them. That's what I believe, anyway. So we will see. So today is Tuesday. On Thursday, I will not come into either hive until Thursday because they have enough water for 2 days based on them taking half the water in a day, or sugar water. And then Thursday I will come, Thursday morning when it's not too hot, and I will actually open the hive up and see what she's doing. I've mopped up all the sugar water that dropped down in the bottom. I think it's okay. It didn't seem to be, you know, too outrageous. I mean, it didn't seem to be too outrageous. So I think we're all right. Okay, guys, you know, nothing's graceful around here, but we still seem to get it done. I appreciate it. Thanks. Would love for you to provide comments. Of course, subscribe. Share the video because this is what, you know, other people are going to see and other people are going to face. But hey, it's success, you know. So you can have issues and still be successful. All right, and that's all about what farming and homesteading is all about. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Out.